Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-October 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Virgo. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close the last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's coming for the remainder of October. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, the crystal of the month, and a healing note for you, Virgo. But again, column number 1, it's wrapping up and coming to a close. We'll get started there. We have the summary affirmation card of revision. So there was some sort of change. We revised a plan. We revised our vision of something. We revised our opinion on something, maybe. I think for the most of you, though, there was like a change in plans, is kind of what I'm hearing. But let's see what messages we've got here. Okay, first up we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a card of being very free-spirited, being very creative. It's interesting because I feel like this change gave you a sense of freedom. This revision gave you a sense of freedom. When I see the Knight of Wands, this card yells freedom to me. So this change gave you a really nice sense of freedom. It gave you more creativity. It gave you more opportunity. The next card that we have is the Hermit. The Hermit's a card of going within for clarity. This is like what feels good at your core. This is what feels good at your heart here, Virgo. It's interesting. Something didn't feel good, and that's what's driving the change. It wasn't aligned with who you wanted to be, where you wanted to go. It wasn't giving you this freedom. It wasn't giving you this creativity. It didn't feel good at the core. So hence what's driving this revision. At the bottom here, we have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is always favorable for you, so definitely this change was favorable for you. This is like a decision. It could have kind of come like as a wake-up call too. I think maybe something happened and then that made you realize you needed to make this change. But again, it does align with your life's purpose. So again, this is just a better place to be after you've made this change. Let's go ahead and see what other cards I have here for you, Virgo. It does look like a little bit of love energy is coming in here potentially. First up, we have the Two of Cups. This is typically very much so a love card, romantic love, partnership, proposal, marriage. I feel like there's a new opportunity we wanted though, so that's what caused the change of plans. Could or could not be connected to love depending on your situation. The next card we have is the Ace of Wands. Anytime we have an Ace card, it's a card of newness. With the case of Ace of Wands, or excuse me, Ace of Cups, I apologize. Ace of Cups, this is new baby, relationship, proposal, marriage. So again, could be relationship or love driven, but it could also be about that proposal, that opportunity. At the bottom here, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. Again, more than anything, it just wasn't aligned with what you wanted, who you wanted to be, what felt good to you anymore. Hence what drove the revision there. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to just what's coming for the remainder of October. So any big messages we may have for you. We have the card center. This kind of fits well with what we were just talking about, the Hermit card. The center card is about being centered. It's doing what feels good at the center. So this is very much so a heart-driven card too. When we do things that feel good for us, it kind of has this like chain effect where everything else falls into play. Everything else becomes centered. So as you go to the remainder of October, I would definitely encourage you to be doing things that feel good at your heart, feel good at your core here, Virgo. Let's see though, what messages we've got First up, we have the Strength card. The Strength card's a card of self-love, self-respect. Very fitting. Again, this is do things that feel good to you. Do things that provide you that self-love. Do those things that are respectful for you. This is also a Courage card. So we could be going, kind of having to give ourselves that little extra nudge to take on something new, to have the courage to proceed forward with something. The next card that we have is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a card of being very reliable, being very patient. It's kind of like nose to the grindstone as well, putting in the hard work to get things done. So with the Knight of Pentacles, this is also getting close to reaping the benefits, though, of something. So I feel like you've been working hard on something. We're getting close to seeing the benefits of it. Continue to stay patient. Continue to stay persistent here. And at the bottom, we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is kind of feeling like we're in a low spot. We have the dark clouds above us, the person laying down, and the sword stuck into them. So I can't tell if I think these may be kind of separate messages here. So again, this is doing things that feel good at your core. We have this thing that we've been working hard on that seems like it's getting close, where we're getting close to seeing the benefits of it. We kind of feel like we're in a low spot, though, still. It's interesting. You're almost like at the turning point where all this stuff starts to pay off, it seems, which will pull you out of this low point here, Virgo. Looking at our clarifiers, first up we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant's a very traditional card. It's a very conventional card. I encourage you to break out of the tradition, though. Again, having the courage to try something new, having the courage to do something new, specifically that thing that feels good at your heart, feels good at your core. The next card that we have is the Strength card. We talked about the Strength card earlier. So this is the self-love, the self-respect, that courage to push forward. In this case, maybe this thing that you've been working on was a really brave move for you. But I wouldn't worry. Again, with the Knight of Pentacles, this is saying keep going a little bit further and you'll reap the benefits of that hard work. At the bottom here, we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is an interesting card. If you look at this card, the Eight of Cups are stacked really nicely, but yet the person in the background is still walking away, still moving forward. So this is advancing, this is progressing. And thank goodness we're progressing from this, because nobody really wants to be in this Ten of Swords type situation. So I'm glad to see here, Virgo, that you're progressing forward from this point. Now taking a look at our next column, this is anything related to money. So a quick money message for you. Money should first be invested into your physical, mental, and spiritual growth and development. Without the health and well-being of these three, there is no purpose for money. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money. First up, we have the Tower card. The Tower card is a card, in short, of unwanted change. I always tell people you plan for A, B, C, and D, E, F ends up happening, Virgo. So it's something unwanted, it's something unexpected. The nice thing about the Tower card, though, it is kind of a course correction card. And what I mean by that is if you weren't on the right path, the Tower is going to make sure you're on the right path. So although we don't necessarily love how events play out here, they do play out favorable for us in the long run. So kind of make sure you're on the right path. But it is typically unplanned, unexpected, sometimes that feeling of being unwanted. So do realize there could be kind of a rash shift coming that we aren't ready for. The next card that we have is the Temperance card. The Temperance card is a card of balance, harmony. This is moderation too. So I like to see this. As much as this thing is going to come in and shake things up, it's actually going to bring balance. It's going to bring harmony. It's going to bring moderation. I actually think it's bringing less work for some of you too, which is especially good if you're not like self-employed and you work for like a corporation or something. Typically less work makes us happy. So I feel like this shakeup is going to bring that kind of balance that you've been lacking. At the bottom here, we have the Page of Wands. That shakeup is also bringing new projects, new activity, it looks. The Page of Wands is taking on new things. It's the doer card. It's taking action on new things. So it might be the shakeup you didn't fully know you needed, right? Looking at our clarifiers, first up we have the Moon card. The Moon card is unseen. So again, we can't really predict this. We don't know what's coming. We don't know exactly what it's going to be. But I would ride the wave and trust that the tower is taking you where you need to go. The next card that we have is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very confident, very self-assured. That's all you can do in these situations where they're the unknown. Keep your head up, stay positive, and give time things to kind of let the dust settle here. At the bottom we have the Temperance. So Temperance coming up twice in this column, which is great to see. Temperance is a card of balance, harmony, and again, it's coming through as moderation. So maybe again, not so much work for you. Taking a look now at our next column, we're going to talk about anything related to love. So a quick love message for you. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, anything you associate with love. A couple of really strong cards in here, it looks like. So first up, we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is like the Prince or Princess Charming, knight in shining armor type energy. So this is a great love card. We love to see this. This is the ideal. This is the perfect. So this could be a new relationship for some of you, or this could be an existing relationship. This is a really nice, strong, happy, healthy relationship. Again, it's the ideal. It's the perfect. It's the Prince or Princess Charming. The next card that we have is the Empress. Empress is good in anywhere in our readings, but definitely good in our love column. It's a very abundant card. We love that abundance of love. This is also the ability to create any relationship that you want it to be. So again, you have this kind of picturesque, perfect, ideal relationship. The Empress is also a fertility and pregnancy card. So if you're hoping to grow your family, that's a good card for you. And at the bottom here, we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is a card of newness. So I think this could be something new for you. This could be a new relationship, a new engagement, a new chapter in this relationship journey here. Looking at our clarifiers, first up we have the Fool card. The Fool card's a card, it's the first card in the Major Arcana. So it's fresh hope, taking chances, new paths, adventures, beginnings. So again, this is a new relationship or a new chapter for a relationship, definitely. We have the Knight of Wands. We talked about this earlier. We love this Freedom card. This is such a good relationship. We're in a relationship, but we feel free. We feel empowered. We feel really positive here, so I like this. Nice big smile on this card's face here. Moving on down to the bottom, we have the Wheel of Fortune. If you've watched my readings before, you know I love the Wheel of Fortune. This is a card of good luck, good fortune. It's a turning point here. Again, there's just something new coming, whether it's a new relationship entirely or a new chapter for an existing relationship. Okay, let's take a look now at our fifth and final column. Ooh, what a unique card. So we have specialization. There is some sort of skill, some sort of specialty, some sort of expertise that you have here, Virgo. It's really going to come into play in these next few weeks. Use this skill, use this knowledge, use this expertise. So it's kind of nice. You get to play up, you get to use the things that you already know, the things that you're really good at. First up, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. I feel like we need to be protecting ourselves, protecting our time, protecting our money, something of that sort. We need some boundaries here is what it's coming through as. The next card that we have is the King of Cups. This is very tolerant, very empathetic. It's coming through as very understanding, but you can be understanding from a distance. We don't need to be all in, all open. At the bottom, we have the Devil card. This is a card of overdoing things. This is greed, envy, materialism, obsession. It's the act of overdoing something. So again, this is why we need our boundaries, because there's like something big, something greedy coming through. Again, we can be tolerant, we can be understanding, but still have those balance, still have those, still have that balance, still have those boundaries, still have that distance. It's interesting because I feel like maybe you've been in a situation before, I hate to say it this way, like where maybe you were taken advantage of, Virgo, and that's where the specialty is coming in. We know what happened last time, we know how to prevent it, we can use that experience to make us wiser. Looking at our clarifiers for this column, we have the Hermit. The Hermit is an isolation card, is kind of pulling, withdrawing. Again, you have to kind of have that protector barrier around yourself. You can be open, but be open from a distance. Don't have the gates wide open, letting anyone or anything in. Especially because it's like the ask is big and maybe kind of ill intent. Looking at our next clarifier, we have the Six of Swords. This is a card of a necessary transition. Maybe this is new for you. Maybe you give this person $200 every month and we're like, okay, I can't keep doing this, but this time you really mean it. Just a very random, wild example, but it's like this needs to happen. We need to have these boundaries. We need to have this separation a little bit. And at the bottom here, we have the Five of Wands. This could cause some challenges. It could cause some obstacles. It could cause a little bit of conflict. Again, this person really wants something from you, but we need to be supportive without just giving away shop, right? Okay, now at this time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video here and think of them, Virgo. But question number 1, we have the Four of Clubs. This is number 4 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the Five of Clubs. This is number 33 card. That's going to be a yes. And question number 3 is the Three of Hearts. This is number 1 card. That's also a yes. So 3 yeses across the board there for you. We're also going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck. This is a crystal to keep with you through the month of October. Your crystal this month is rose quartz, which is good for softness, love. It's also a great self-love crystal. Rose quartz is one of those ones we always want hanging around. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Virgo, your healing note says, love creates miracles, heals all wounds, and purifies all energies. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. Again, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Subscriptions help me greatly and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Virgo, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your October.